Did you lie to your mom then? It's a simple
Haha, not funny.
answer, yes or no. Time to come clean.
Listen, I plead the fifth.
That would
Look, man, that's hilarious, but that's not funny. Hey guys, hi, I'm Bryson here, and apparently there's this new show by Kevin O'Reilly. I think it's O'Reilly, I always get it incorrect, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. However, the show is called Money Court, and apparently I haven't seen a single episode. Waiting to watch it with you guys, but apparently, basically, he's giving people advice in court about money issues and stuff that's actually going on. It sounds interesting. Okay, it sounds like Judge Judy when I was like a little kid that I used to watch with my stepdad, but let's find out exactly what's going on here though, okay? Without further ado, like this video. On top of that, also, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified. And if you watched this show before, comment down below your favorite episodes. That way, I can go ahead and check those out right there. Without further ado though, let's find out what the heck is going on in Money Court.
Welcome to Money Court.
The first five, okay.
First up, Marcellus versus Marcellus, a
Marcellus versus Marcellus, okay.
$20,000 business dispute between mother
$20,000, not a joke.
and daughter.
Mother and daughter. By the way, a lot of the times, there's nothing wrong with having like a business within the family, but the wrong part is when you start to just believe that just because you're family, everything's gonna go correctly and you don't need to have documentation or anything like that, or respect for the business. So one big thing is have very clear guidelines. Hey, you get this, I get this. Here's the documents, here's everything signed. That way there are no disagreements. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Edith Marcellus managed her daughter Ronnie's budding music career.
Oh, look at that. It's Snoop Dogg and all these people.
Until Ronnie decided the relationship wasn't working and fired her.
Uh-oh.
She claims Ronnie breached their contract and is seeking the repayment of $20,000 in financial.
$20,000. Let's go back
Ronnie
there.
breached their contract and is seeking the repayment of
okay, so here's what it says. After termination of this agreement or expiration of the term and continuing for a period of 1 year thereafter, the artist will continue to pay the manager then 10% of gross monthly income as defined herein. So if she owes her $25,000, 10% of that would be $250,000, or vice versa. Meaning she made a lot of money. Wow. You always think like the best artists make all the money, but no, you can make a lot of money too. Like, you don't have to be like all crazy.
$20,000 in financial.
Well, $200,000 she actually
Support she's provided, but Ronnie is refusing, saying that Edith failed to carry out.
Look at all these Lamborghinis and nice cars in the back. You know, this whole celebrity lifestyle is pretty interesting, you know, because you don't really know what's fake and what's real, but it is entertaining, you know? It's entertaining.
Her duties as manager, and that the termination was justified. They've agreed to let Kevin determine what Ronnie owes Edith, if anything.
So it sounds like most likely you come on this show and they agree usually to give you the money no matter what, right? That's how Judge Judy worked. Like, no one would be basically held liable for anything, and that way, like, it's just entertainment. You know what I mean? But you have to act like there's like a huge issue.
Welcome to Money Corp. Edith, let's start with you.
I am very upset that I
Edith Marcellus, 44 years old.
have to be in court today to sue my daughter. I have acted as manager for Ronnie's music for years. Now she's threatening
You guys, anybody knows who Ronnie is? Like, does anybody know her? Heard her music before, anything like that?
to fire me? No, I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed. I refuse to be dismissed unless she.
And by the way, the crazy thing is that you would say like, oh, just separate the money part and the daughter part, right? But it's like having a friend that won't pay you any money, but wants to still be your friend and hang out with you and spend money. Like, there's that back in your head, like, you don't have money to pay me, but you're doing everything else. You know what I mean? So it's very hard to separate.
She paid me that $20,000. I loaned her throughout the course of her career. And also the 10% of her gross monthly earnings.
Wait. So there's a repayment of $20,000 for financial support, and then there's a 10% of gross monthly earnings for 1 year. So it sounds like that $20,000 is just like the first part of the loan, but then the 10%, how much does she actually make?
For 1 year after.
Thank you. Ronnie, it's your turn.
Well, Kevin, my mother's claims are ridiculous.
Great way to start.
She hasn't met any of the terms in our agreement. I was managing myself. So anything that she has helped me with, that has been her helping me as a mother.
Interesting.
All right, thank you. Momagers are not something new, but this one
It's been going on for a long
has
time.
some dollars that are very significant to it. So, Ronnie, tell us about your music.
By the way, what do you call these things that Kevin wears? Like I see a lot of people that they wear these things, and they can be very expensive. Like you see these things right here, guys. Like these little, I think these are called cufflinks or cuffs. I don't know what they call. But then the things in his ties, like what are these things? Like comment down below, let me know. I'm trying to get fly.
Music. Where do you perform? How much do you make?
I make hip hop and R&B music.
Okay.
I perform all over the nation, and I charge
Ronnie Marsali's live.
$1,500 to perform. I sell merchandise. My
$1,500, not bad.
CDs, I sell them for $15 each. I shoot videos for other local artists
She sounds like a hustler, honestly, in a good way.
and creative direct and write for other people.
Ronnie, whose decision was it to formalize this relationship of you being the artist and your mom being the manager?
That's interesting.
It was my decision.
Good, good. So you have a contract. So stop messing around.
It was after she got me connected with the John Legend performance.
Wait, what? She got you connected with a John Legend performance, but you said she only supported you as a daughter? Wait, what? Strange. Something's not clicking here.
I see you're hanging out with John Legend here.
That's when I had the performance at the South by Southwest Music Festival.
Cool.
She took initiative as a manager, so I believed it.
Oh, okay. So this might seem like it's kind of like when somebody kind of like, I forgot what that name, what the name of it is, but like they kind of like red light you, where they show you something that you like, but then they switch up. So they give you like this one thing, and you're like, this is my manager. But you gotta wait a while to see like, show me more evidence of the same thing, and then make it a fact.
In her.
All right, and the contract's very specific. I'm reading it. It says, look, as of August 26, 2017, you start paying her 20%.
Oof. This is what? This is August 20. This is 2017. It's a long time ago. The sum of money equal to 20% of the artist's gross income. Okay. By the way, that's pretty standard. That's called an 80-20 split, which is not that bad at all. Pretty standard stuff.
Of the artist's gross monthly earnings.
And by the way, it's like 20% the manager gets, or 10% depending. Then you have like the lawyer also gets something, but you want to get them on a per hour or per fee basis, because you don't want to just have somebody on the books like that. And then also, for example, you have like the taxes and everything else. There's a lot of like artists, they might make a lot of money, but it's not always all. If you're not smart, then you might just get all your money sucked out.
And even if this relationship terminates, you got to pay her 10% for a year thereafter.
That's kind of crazy to include that in there.
You agreed, you signed it, your mother signed it, that's your deal. All right, let's go back to the beginning. When?
But I'm guessing one way to get out of it is that if she's not meeting her requirements as a manager, and then that leads to termination, they should have an escape clause like that. But then the biggest thing is, well, what leads? Where's the evidence, basically? Where's the evidence that she did not provide as a manager?
When did you realize, Edith, that your daughter had talent?
She went to performing artist school, which I put her in. She started.
Which I put her in. You hear that, guys? Which I put her in. It's like, just like letting her know, like, I put you there.
Started off with acting.
Language is a very impressive thing, huh? Like, you say things that you don't even realize
Then
sometimes.
she moved into fashion. So I had no idea that she was musically inclined until we was in the car. She said, Mom, I want you to hear my rap. So I was like, I gotta invest in my daughter. I wanted her to make it.
Got it.
Edith, did you bring some
Sounds like a guilt trip.
stuff to Money Court so that we could maybe check out this money that you're claiming was lent to her and we need to be able to get back?
I sure did. I got receipts showing where I have sent her money over a period of time.
Bank transfers total $5,000. But then the bank transfer, like, this is why you need like loan agreements, you know, like you have all this money being sent back and forth, but like how do you know like it's actually for something? And like how do you know they actually have an agreement? You know what I mean? Gotta be careful with this stuff. I think one of the biggest things is lending somebody money without any documentation and trying to get them to admit that they owe you money. It's very difficult.
Time, plenty of receipts.
What we have here, a $5,000 amount across a series of what look like bank transfers. We got hotel receipts here of $1,404.92. I mean, Mom has records. 88 payments.
Look at this, 88 payments of $2,700. This is what is this about? Like this is the Cash App Venmo?
$2,700. She's full of records here. She's got all this information.
I wonder, like, when you're like an artist and you're requesting all this money from your mom, right? Like get a job. You know what I mean? Like you should do both. You should do both. Because I see a lot of like artists, like, well, not a lot, I shouldn't say that, but like one person I admire a lot is my cousin. He's an artist and he makes good money now from like doing music, and he does rap, and he's like, you know, he has a job that pays him around like $7,000, but he also has his raps that get him, for example, like $30,000-$40,000 a year also, right? So he's like, hey, I don't need financial help, you know, so I'm good on that part. But I don't like the idea of like, hey, all I want to do is focus just on music or whatever it is, or YouTube, but I'm not gonna have a job, you know. I don't like that at all. And then you talk bad about your parents. I don't like that.
That was around the time when she was in New York.
What year was that?
2014 to 2015, and that's
Yo, she's bringing things back all the way back.
when all the loans came about.
So, Ronnie, should I assume in 2014,
2014, that was literally like 7 years ago. That's crazy.
2015, that's when your mother started being your bank?
When I moved to New York, once my money started getting a little lower, and until I could get a job to take care of myself, my mama did help me send me money. But I've never seen the money that my mother gave me at the time as a loan. I've always...
You see, this is the problem. Disagreements, you know, having expectations without... It's like your grandma tells you, hey, here's $10,000 for the house payment, and then you get her mad, and she's like, hey, I want my $10,000 back, right? So that's the problem. It's difficult, man, but you have to have that's why whenever I speak, I try to be very intentional with what I'm saying. Like, hey, this right here is a loan, and I don't lend money to people. Or I say like, hey, this is a gift, enjoy. You know what I mean?
viewed it as her just helping me because she wanted to see me win, and I'm her daughter.
Yeah, so entitlement, that's what that's called. That's what that's called.
Didn't you have a conversation that, hey, I'm moving to New York, I'm gonna need some help?
No, we did not. She just said, Mama, I'm gonna move to New York. I'm going to college there.
It's entitlement.
So I'm thinking she's gonna be in a dorm.
Ronnie, did you move to New
Entitlement and immaturity.
York and enroll
Not from just her, but from the mom.
in a college in New York, or did you just go there to pursue your career?
I just went, and I was just like, I don't want to do this.
So did you ever go to school?
Did I ever go to school in New York? No, I didn't.
What do people do? Like, what do people do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? One thing, by the way, New York is very expensive. But you have the Bronx, you have Yonkers, you have Queens, you have Brooklyn, and by the way, Manhattan was expensive. If you can't afford an apartment, just rent a room, maybe like $150, and you can find those, by the way, because my mom rents a room. Not she rents a room, but she rents a room for other people in her apartment, right? So it's her apartment, she rents a room to other people. And you can basically rent it out for like $150 per week. You're able to earn that money. You get a job, you work that out, and you build up what you can. But this whole idea, like, I want this luxury lifestyle when I first arrive, and I'm just gonna ask for money. I don't like it.
Did you lie to your mom then? It's a simple
Haha, not funny.
answer, yes or no. Time to come clean.
Listen, I plead the fifth.
That would
Look, man, that's hilarious, but that's not funny.
be a very loud yes.
So that's that, guys. This is just like I guess like little videos, but overall, I don't like being Mr. Judge a lot. You know, that's not me. Like, I don't like judging, but that's like the whole point to these like reaction videos. So that's why I say it. Be very careful with entitlement. You know, I remember once when I was taking money from my mom when I was like 17 years old, I kept expecting her to give me like $10 per day. I know it sounds like very stupid, but that's what it was. You know, like $10 per day for my lunch and for my traveling or whatever. And then I started to feel like, yo, I don't like this, you know, because I become entitled, and then you're like, I'm getting all my needs covered, so what's the point? But then I said, I'm gonna get a job, because there's other needs that I need that I can't get because my mom, I know she's going through a hard time too. So then that's where kind of like I said, hey, I want to get a job, and then I want to get another job, and then I want to start buying things here and there. And then that's the whole point. Be very careful with entitlement. I think that's the lesson in this video. But also, for example, be very careful in not communicating legally what you're trying to do, especially, for example, if you're trying to like a partnership or anything like that. Quick story here. I had a deal that I did with one of my friends, and the deal went sour, meaning we lost money. And because the terms were not clearly put on paper, that almost broke our friendship. You know what I mean? So it's very important. Like, put everything on paper. Make everything very, very clear. Till this day, one of my best friends ever, but I always remember that moment to always remind me, hey, before we do anything, let's put everything in a very clear language, in a legal format, get it signed, and make sure we both agree and we're both willing to actually do it. Win-win. I'm not trying to win and you lose. Win-win. I'll see you guys tomorrow, though. Great video. Comment down below. I like this show, you know. It's interesting. I'm going to do more of it. Comment down below. Let me know if you're excited about that, guys. On top, I also like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you're notified. And if you guys want to call me, I have a link down below to schedule a call with me from 12 p.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. Link is down below, and the calls are actually free. Also, send me a DM on Instagram, type Bryson, or also watch more content here and click my face right here. Hit the channel right now. See you guys tomorrow. And as always, peace.